So hello everyone, welcome back to another live trading session with me. Now today we're going to be looking obviously Bitcoin, Ethereum and some meme coins as well. We took an absolutely horrendous trade yesterday. We lost about nearly the whole account. It was so bad, such a silly mistake. We had no stop loss and yeah, we saw a major move towards the downside. Now I am expecting the move for Bitcoin to continue to the downside, as well as obviously ENA and the rest like Ethereum and so on. So I will most likely be coming in straight away for a short position. So we'll be coming in for a short on Bitcoin. Now let's have a look. So we're already in for that downside towards those same levels that we were looking at yesterday. Now let's have a look at Athena. Athena will most likely follow the same moves Bitcoin is going to be making, so I'll be in for a position on that as well. And Ethereum as well on that case. And then we'll also have a look at Pudgy Penguins. Pudgy Penguins will come in for a position as well. Now that is currently what we've got going on. What else have we got? XAG. Let's have a look at gold. Where's gold right now? Gold is slightly leaning towards the upside. What about silver? Silver's also in the upside as well, in for that upside push. Now we've actually just got some news that we may have some kind of agreement heading our way. But it says the agreement begins with de-escalation to reach a permanent and comprehensive ceasefire. And then it goes on to saying Israeli forces begin withdrawing from a test area where the Lebanese army is deployed. But that is just those are just some facts right now of what will be happening. It's not obviously an immediate ceasefire agreement or anything actually improving. We're coming for a long on silver actually. Silver is pushing that upside. So right now that is the only news we have currently got. So yeah, that was about it. So we have the US market open in 10 minutes, and we'll see what we get. Now liquidity does remain in the downside, as you can see, at 61.7k. That's looking in the 24-hour time frame. So yeah, most of that liquidity is in the downside. There is still some at 66k, but I don't believe we'll be looking for the upside anytime soon. Now we have some lucky shots. Let's have a look. So we're currently up about 358, which is good. But like I said, I am going to be leaning towards the upside for Bitcoin, obviously. Downside, downside. Downside for Bitcoin. Now, what have we got for silver? So the US market does open in just under 8 minutes now. So I believe we'll see a continuation towards that downside. As we've had no headlines today at all, like we've had nothing whatsoever of, obviously the situation improving. Nothing has obviously hit the news at all, which is, well, it's totally, it's totally not a surprise because we've not been getting anything for the past week. Like this whole week we've had no news whatsoever. We've had no news at all. So I'm going to be looking at X right now, seeing what we have news-wise. Now, 3 days ago, Michael Saylor sold Bitcoin for sold 32 Bitcoin. 3 days later, Bitcoin is down 12k. That is crazy. 16% since Michael Saylor sold, obviously, his Bitcoin. Over 10 billion in longs liquidated. That is insane. That is absolutely crazy. Now, ENA is slightly pushing towards the upside. Not really, but I think Bitcoin's movement has slowed down. Yeah, we've had a slight push to the upside. I think we've got some rejection at this area here. That's why we've seen that movement there. Now, silver is actually in for that move to the towards the downside. Actually, let's have a look. Yeah, so we may actually see silver coming down in price as well. But that's if we kind of surpass this lower area here. First, we need some confirmation. So what we're looking like. Whales are bullish, mid is bullish, retail is neutral but leaning to the bearish side though. And there we have a continued move towards that downside. You see that price is continuing that downside movement. Yeah, we're now in the 400 plus range. Ideally, we want to be getting a very nice trade. But we'll see. We can see some more rejection actually here in this area. Now the US market opens in 5 minutes. 5 minutes time. So we might see what we saw yesterday from we saw a big impulse to the upside and then we slowly started that move for the downside. Now for today, we actually did see an insane move towards that downside. Still, we've been coming even lower. You can see this massive move from 74k all the way down to 61k. That is crazy. 61k. That is crazy. From 74k to 61. That is insane. I want to see that continuation for Bitcoin. Silver does look to be leaning towards the downside, so we may have to reverse that position. We've actually surpassed this low here. But we need to see a continuation for Bitcoin right now. Liquidity does still lay in the downside at this, nearing this lower peak actually, lower low, sorry. So we've got 123.5 million at 61.7k. Looking in the 12-hour time frame, yeah, still at downside. We've got most of the liquidity actually building in the downside. There's slight liquidity in the upside at 66 million, but most of it, yeah, is entirely in the downside. So we may be even coming in for a lower low, which could obviously signal a deeper move towards maybe even past 60k. Now that would be pretty crazy. So Bitcoin has slightly shifted, not Bitcoin obviously, ENA, sorry. We're back within this entry price right now for ENA. But like I said, I want to see that continued move towards the downside for Bitcoin as well. Most of the liquidity actually does still sit there. So that is kind of a magnet for price. Yeah, so we've got 102 million in the 12-hour time frame. Looking in the 24-hour, we have 123. Realistically, yeah, we have a lot building there, but of course there is that chance we do come in for a move higher towards the upside, but it doesn't seem very likely. It does not seem very likely at all. So currently we've actually been making those lower lows all the way up until kind of this area where the market has obviously flipped, and we came for a slight move towards the upside. So from a low of 62.1k to 63.9k, it's nearly a 2k increase right there. We'll see how we'll see what reaction we get right now from Bitcoin if we actually continue to surpass that level. Now the market opens in just 1 minute, so let's have a look. Let's have a look what we'll see at the US market open. Right, now the US market is open, so let's see what we have. Like I said, I am expecting that move towards the downside. There's no improvements whatsoever. Now the ETF outflows for today are 396 million. Yesterday we actually saw the biggest amount of outflow, but the day before we had about 483. Now yesterday we had about 530 maybe, if I remember correctly, and today we've got 396. Now the outflows may be actually improving. What have we got? US will uphold tariff caps in deals with EU, Japan and others, US Trade Representative Greer says. We'll see. But yeah, like I said, I am expecting that move towards downside. ETF outflows have actually slowed down a little bit, obviously compared to yesterday, but that doesn't mean we'll get more or the same tomorrow. So this is kind of the move we saw yesterday as well. We saw a shift towards the upside, and then we continued heavily towards the downside afterwards. So I'm looking at this as more of an impulsive move before we actually get the real move towards the downside. Let's have a look if we've got more liquidity. Liquidity is slightly shifted from the downside towards the upside, I believe. Yeah, there's more liquidity in the upside now, 111 million. So we're looking at 12-hour time frame. 12-hour time frame suggests there is still most of it in the downside. But let's have a look. Let's have a look. So buyers actually have stepped in pretty aggressively there. You see pushing that price all the way back up to the 60 region. Sellers were actually very weak in this area. We were at a low of 25 on the RSI, so the strength for the downside wasn't really very significant at all. Now we are leaning towards the upside for the MACD, and now buyers do seem to have control right now. You see RSI is pretty strong. Ideally, we want to be coming in for that downside move. So this to me currently just looks like an impulsive fake out before we actually see that move to the downside. That's exactly what we saw yesterday. We saw a sharp move towards the upside, and then we continued heavily towards the downside shortly after. So we'll see what we'll see how this plays out. Yeah, 24 hours we're looking towards the upside, but you can see we've got positions building in the downside here at well below 62k. So we've got many liquidity levels here. So we've got 60 million, 84, 74, 50 zone, 60 zone, 70 zone. So there is still quite a lot there, but we are slightly shifting in the upside. Now if we do surpass kind of this high area here, then we may be in for that push to continue the upside, but we'll see. So buying pressure has actually drops a little bit. You can see on the RSI as well, strength is kind of coming out from the buyers right now. We'll have a look on flow. So buying pressure has actually fallen a little bit right now. We'll see what we have. Yeah, so now retail is neutral, mid is bullish, whales are bullish. It's a nearly an equal split right now between short liquidations and long liquidations. So we've actually surpassed that high there. So we may see a continuation for that downside. Lebanon army. Israeli forces withdraw from Lebanon town. So I mean, the news currently is looking a little bit positive, but it's also not a confirmation of you know, actual decreased conflict. It's just obviously the troops exiting, but it may signal you know, decrease in the conflict. So we may be seeing a little bit of a improvement, but the tension scale right now is at a severe 100 level, which is not good. Which is not good at all. Where was that post previously? We just had it. So we're seeing Bitcoin continuing the upside move right now. Yeah, I believe we may have to close that position right there. It's a little bit too much right now. Where are we headed to? 66k? Could that be where we're headed? I've not really got a clear view of where we're heading. This could also still be a fake out. So if we get sellers pushing this price back into this zone, this could just be a fake out. This could just be a fake out. Well, this is the most news we've got all week so far, which is pretty nice. Just in Trump, the US is in the middle of final negotiations to end the war. Well, we might have to long that then, because that will definitely push price. Without a doubt, that will push price. We've been positive so far today. I'm definitely expecting currently a further push to the upside. Well, the news we've been getting so far today looks very, very positive. So, especially with them troops, now we've got, I believe tensions will be, no, never mind, they are still the same. Bitcoin hit 64k. Now, I want to actually see how legit this source is. I mean, it's already got 5k views and it's been, what, 3 minutes? Here's the tell the nobody clock. The headline keeps repeating because repeating is the weapon. Every close to a deal caps oil without giving Iran anything, so the words are free leverage. That's why oil now fades them. Down 3 today on the same script. The deal is a relief. The straight reopening is a trade, and watch the gap. The longer talks progress while ships still don't sail. The more a real breakdown gets mispriced, adds just more noise. I mean, that's what we've been hearing for the past, like, I don't even know how long. About a month or so. Definitely about a month. But yeah, that's all we've been hearing so far. That talks are improving. We're in the final stages, and then we get to a couple of days, and then it's like, oh no. Everything's bad. We're not getting a deal. Iran don't want to do anything, we're getting more strikes, and yeah, that's how we currently are moving. Yeah, we're still at a pretty high scale on the tension. We're at a juicy 100. So we're going to get that continuation to the upside or not? I was getting a nice push. News are getting better. Maybe the market is not caught up with everything yet. Maybe. What have we got news-wise? We'll have a look on X what we've got. So currently, Bitcoin is heavily under the major support level that we had. Let's have a look. So yeah, like I said, Bitcoin's heavily under that level. Now, if we do reclaim about 68k, 67k, then we may be looking towards the upside. If not, then we may see a continued move even further towards the downside. So right now, we are kind of pushing within this level. So there is the support is in the bottom side here, and the resistance is kind of this level here at 67,123. Now you can see we've had multiple rejections from that level. So we tried the upside again, rejected, upside again, rejected, upside again, rejected heavily, and then now we've made it all the way down to 61.292k. Now price is currently kind of dancing in this level right now, so we may see a continued move if buyers actually do start stepping in. Now MACD is still running towards the upside. RSI has come back within an okay level of 62. We did come slightly out of the 70 zone, so we were looking a little bit on the overbought side. But for now, we are looking okay. But we do need to see that continuation towards the upside. Let's have a look if we're building any more liquidity. Now 24-hour tells us there is still that liquidity in the downside at 61.8k. Now if we look at the 24-hour, we are still looking for that downside. So we've actually shifted from that liquidity in the upside still towards the downside. So the question is, are we going to continue that move towards the upside? We're in a pretty heavy loss on ENA right now, but we want to see Bitcoin continuing that upside move. There is a lot of selling pressure though, so we may be in for that move towards the downside. Yeah, we need to see that continued move. We don't want to be coming for the downside right now. But it does look like we are building some pressure within this area right now. If we do continue and, you know, push into this area, then we may have to close that position. And that's not what I'm looking for right now. Trump's trade chief said the administration can impose new tariffs without violating agreements, saying deals with the EU and Japan remain intact. I'm not too sure on tariffs, but it feels like Trump has literally got control of everything right now. Literally everything. So that trade on ENA has just been closed out for stop loss, which is not what I wanted to see. Not what I wanted to see. So are we looking for that downside again? That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. That's definitely what it looks like. I think we're going to have to go heavily on this ENA trade, and now I'm looking for that claim of 61.7k for Bitcoin. Now for Athena, that would put us at a price range of about, I believe it's the below this previous low. So maybe we're looking at 0.9231. Yeah, we're still looking towards that downside of 61.7k. 61.7k. I believe that is about Well, that's actually lower than this this whole region here. 61.7k. A low of 60. Right, so like I said, I am still looking for the downside of Bitcoin. Now, looking at Bitcoin, if Bitcoin were to come to that level of 61,700, then Athena's price would be about 0.08700. So that is what I'm going to price in for Athena. Let's have a look, 0.08700. Yeah, so that's just above that low, and that low was obviously here for Bitcoin as well. So we're just peaking below this low here, so that is currently what I'm kind of aiming for on Bitcoin as well. Now, strength-wise, we're not looking too strong on the down, strong for the upside. You can see we had a big impulse for the upside, and now we've actually kind of continued to the downside. But currently, we have a little bit of well, it looks like misdirection. We've got no real push for either side, so it may be a solid 50-50 split right now. So this could be a zone where we're seeing a more impulsive move happening. So this is what we saw from here. You can see we've got some pressure building up in this area here, and then we saw a bigger move to the downside. So we could see that happening right now. Pressure building and then a move to the downside. Pressure building, move to the downside. Yeah, we've not got too much news-wise. The news is like okay, but it's actually not as important as I thought it was going to be. So the news we get is not really, it's not much really. Yeah, we're still leaning for the upside right now. Still leaning for the upside. Now, I believe we may still continue that move now for this upside, but we are looking, we're looking a little bit weak though. Thing is, we'll most likely see that continuation towards the upside if we actually manage to clear this higher region here. Well, maybe we'll get some a rejection like we saw yesterday. So yesterday we actually saw a rejection from the level, and then we actually continued towards the downside straight after. So could we see a rejection from this level and continue even lower? We'll see. Let's have a look. We're actually not pushing too heavily because ENA is quite balanced. It is still leaning to that downside. So you can see we've had a major move towards that downside. Slightly, well, we seem to be consolidating in this range right now, but yeah, I believe we'll be in for that downside move. So we've had a rejection from this high there. We are pushing the upside. We are pushing the upside. Question is, where are we headed right now? Tension is still very high. But we may be actually coming in for, it looks like an uptrend right now. But it's, well, we could be compressing actually. Let's have a look. This is what I mean. It kind of this is kind of what I'm looking at. So it could be a genuine level right now, but it's too early to tell. But you can see the confirmations we've had from this area here. Now we are actually making higher highs, higher lows, so we are in an uptrend, but it's a very, very oddly shaped uptrend. So what you can see, that's kind of what we've got going on right now. So we could actually continue building pressure and then fail the upside and realistically go from the downside right there. But right now we are still compressing towards the upside. We are still compressing towards the upside. So yeah, based on that, that does look like a rising wedge pattern. I forgot what the pattern was called, so I had to just quickly double check, so I'm not obviously misinforming you guys. It is going up maybe to liquidate some shots. I believe it's going to be a rising wedge. I believe we're going to see a move towards the upside like we are right now, and we're going to see a fall like we did with Bitcoin as well. So you can see right now we've got support at each area. So for example, we've got support here, and then we've also got support there, and then also support here. So right now I'm expecting a move up until the resistance and a continuation towards the downside. Now ENA's within profit already, which is good. And that is what I'm expecting. That is exactly what I'm expecting right now. That's what I'm looking at right now. We'll probably see a rejection at the support, which obviously is a sign of the market flipping. That is exactly what I'm expecting right now. Is that realistic? It looks realistic. It looks very realistic. Well, obviously, we may not get as tight of a squeeze in the upside. So we could either obviously get the move happening even now or in, I don't know, 5 minutes. So it all depends on obviously the market itself. Oh, we've actually seen a bigger push. We've got a bigger push in the upside right there. But obviously we've still got a lot of room to continue that move towards the downside. Yeah, and you can see rejection straight away. Rejection straight away. Now, news-wise, we've got absolutely nothing today. Well, we had a few things, but then, yeah, we've not really seen anything anything crazy. So it's been relatively silent for today. We're getting some obviously. Oh, never mind. What is he doing? Russians are harassing robots at speed. What? Iran's Revolutionary Guards ceasefire in all fronts, including Lebanon, was Tehran's initial condition for an end to the war with the US. There's obviously going to be these Telegram groups that will have most of the news today. We're not really going to be seeing too much news-wise, I don't believe. So, yeah, I'm still expecting that move towards the downside to claim that liquidity that we have sat at 61.7k. I believe it was. Yeah, 61.7k, 102 million is sat there. That's looking in the 12-hour time frame. Now, 24-hour time frame, we're looking a little bit something a little bit different. So we're looking at 102 in the downside, but then 111 in the upside. So the question is, are we going to slowly creep up towards the upside, or are we actually going to be continuing that move for the downside? Now there's a lot more shorts liquidations than long liquidations, which, well, we've actually seen the market coming for a move towards the upside. Let's have a look. We're actually pretty heavily pushing into this wedge. Now ENA is actually pushing that upside very, very, very closely. We are super close to being liquidated. Hello, hello. want to see that continuation for the downside right now. We've actually seen somewhat of a rejection, but price, I believe, will be continuing the upside if we don't see more of a major shift towards this lower area. We've had a bigger shift towards the downside there, but I don't believe it's going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. We need to see a further move. We need to see a further move. Still more liquidity in the upside. That's looking in the 24-hour time frame. 12-hour, we've got more liquidity in the downside now. 123 million. 123 million. So we may be seeing now that shift towards the downside actually happening, but we'll see. We'll see. Right guys, I will be back very, very shortly so you can watch that position that I've got right now. So there we go, we've seen that major move actually happen now. This is, by what it looks to me, like a rising wedge. It was a rising wedge, and yeah, we was in a bit of a loss at the start, but we are slowly coming towards that downside, which is very nice to see. You can see this is the pattern that we've got. You can see we've got support here, support there, support here as well, and now we were making those higher highs, higher lows. You can see supported from the support level and supported from the resistance level. So you can see here, there, here, and two major ones there. And you can see we've made that move towards that downside. Can't see anything. So we are slightly in for some profit right there. ENA does still seem to be continuing that downside. Pretty nice actually. $409 in profit, which is very nice. We need to continue surpassing this low right here, and then I believe we'll be in a continued move further, even further towards that downside. So let's have a look. We'll have Bitcoin open as well, so we can actually track how Bitcoin's doing price-wise as well. We're seeing some buying pressure into the market right now. MACD is leaning towards that downside though. RSI is at a pretty, well, it's at a pretty questionable level for Athena though, as you can see, but we could still see a continued move towards that downside, definitely, definitely. But yeah, like I said, you can see we've got some rejection here, and then we'll most likely get some a slight rejection at this level as well. And yeah, that's how it will. That's how we'll see that continuation happening. That's currently what we've got right now. So Athena will most likely continue to drop even further towards the downside if Bitcoin also continues surpassing all these previous lows, and obviously continue even up until this previous kind of dip that we have. And then I'm looking towards that liquidity at 61.7k, sorry. Yeah, so 61.7k is where I'm looking for right now. We've got 127 million there, 123 million there in liquidity. 24-hour time frame, we're looking at 102 in the downside and 111 in the upside. So yeah, we'll have a look at what we can do. I believe it's easier for the price, obviously, move down towards that liquidity, as market sentiment is obviously not that good, and yeah, I believe it'll be a lot easier to continue that downside liquidity sweep. But you can see we're getting some rejections from the sellers though. sellers are pushing that price back down. Sellers are pushing that price back down. Now, as for flow, we are looking bullish on obviously whales, mid, and retail as well. Now, whales are very bullish right now. Mid is bullish, but then retail is ever so slightly bullish. Now, realistically, we do need to be coming and surpassing this lower area here, and obviously coming past this low as well. That would obviously give us a deeper move towards that downside, but right now we're seeing some slight rejection. We are seeing some slight rejection right now. So like I said, yeah, we need to continue surpassing all these lows in this range to see a deeper move towards that downside. Now, Athena is pretty nice price-wise, but like I said, we need to see. You can see it's getting supported from this area here. So once it got to that area, you can see we came a little bit bullish. Now, we ideally for Athena, we also want to be breaking this structure of this lower area. So right now, we are looking at kind of this area here. You can see price came to that level, and we can see a rejection straight off of that level. So right now, I'm looking for Bitcoin to continue that move towards the downside, but we are seeing some slight rejection as well. But selling pressure is still there. You can see we just came back within the 50 range. Sorry, the lower 40 range. Now we're looking at a 44.5, something like that. Now RSI is okay. At what price you get bullish again? I would say, to be entirely honest, I'm not sure, because yesterday we had we had some interesting moves. I did think it was going to come bullish. Obviously, market was going to start shifting to the upside, but no, we didn't get that. I don't think it's entirely at price. It's mainly due to the inflows that we've been getting, but obviously market sentiment, global geopolitics, that is a very, very big aspect. So now the market is currently news driven. So if we actually see some improvements on the news, negotiations are coming to an end, we're actually coming to a deal, then we could definitely see price pushing towards the upside again, reclaiming those levels. But I believe the move will be pretty fast, as it's been very fast towards the downside. So in the space of 3 days, we've moved 12k. 12k in the space of 3 days. That is crazy. But like, to answer your question entirely, I'm not really sure how to answer that, because, well, we could either start coming for a move towards the upside when we actually, if we fail this dip here, then we may be in for a move towards the upside. But liquidity does sit at 61.7k, which is slightly above this lower wedge that we've got here. So liquidity sits around a level of 61.7k, which is just there. So this level is where we have most of the current liquidity. So if we actually fail this previous low, then we may be seeing a further move to the upside. But you can see now we've actually broken this structure. So we had a rising wedge, and now we've actually come in for that push towards the downside. I am expecting price to surpass this previous low, and yeah, continue that move up until this area of 62.166k. Now, when we do get to that area, I'll actually see if we actually can surpass it. If we surpass it, then we'll most likely be coming to sweep the liquidity, and the potential to come even lower, making another lower low. But like I said, currently the market is not looking obviously bullish whatsoever. We are still looking towards that downside. You can see we've been on that downside move for, well, the past 3 days. So if I go in a 15-minute time frame, you can see the move was crazy. So 74.3k to 61.3k. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So 9, 13. Well, what is that? 4. Yeah, 13k. 13k in price. That is insane. So yeah, obviously we've seen a major move towards the downside, but this area that we've currently got right now is kind of the same that we had a couple of days ago. So you can see in this area here, let me just get a better, so this area here, keep your eyes on this area. So what we pretty much had was obviously a move to the downside, a slight move to the upside, but then we got a deeper move towards the downside. So right now we could be seeing the same move, but that would have been the case if we actually broke through it at this area here, but we haven't. You can see we didn't even come to this low, and we actually are now slightly creating well, lower, obviously higher lows. So the next low could even form maybe even this area, so we could have like a maybe a shift in the market coming in for an uptrend, but we'll see. But like I said, yeah, the market sentiment is definitely not improving whatsoever. So yeah. Now looking in the 1 minute time frame, we have obviously dipped even lower, but we have seen a slight rejection as well from that level there. I'll say if it goes over 72, 74k, another test goes up, I will be bullish. Yeah, definitely. Even if we do even get back up to 70k, I believe we'll be in for a move towards the upside, obviously, anyway. But yeah, like I said, 70k is kind of the next level we're looking for. Even 67k, something. Well, those levels are definitely important, but right now, if we were to reclaim 67k, then obviously we'll be looking at 70k, and then from 70 to obviously 72, 46, and then so on to even up to 80k. But for right now, yeah, we are looking very bearish to say the least. Right, let's have a look. We're still continuing that move towards the downside. We're looking very nice, very nice. Alright, let me just set this account up really quick. Right, we're back in business. We are back in business. I'm gonna still obviously short that because I'm still looking for that downside. The same on Athena as well. Bitcoin, Ethereum. Where's Sui, Athena? And Pudgy Penguins. Polkadot. I've never seen Polkadot before. Should we trade that? Should we have a look? Let's try that. We'll see what Polkadot's like. That should be done now. Not sure why it's lagging out a little bit. What's going on? Right, we'll just get rid of that really quick and then we'll get it back up. There we go. Now for Bitcoin, what are we looking like? Yeah, we're still looking to be in for that move to the downside. Now looking at Sui, I'm thinking we're gonna still be looking at downside as well for Sui and Athena as well. Athena's actually made a low now, but like I said, I'm still expecting a continued move to the downside, as well as Bitcoin. Obviously, Bitcoin just made a little high before we, just after we entered. So we could have obviously entered at this high here, but it's okay. We are still going to be looking for that downside right now. What have we got? Unlucky shot. Failed straight away. So Ina's within profit already. So is not Polkadot, sorry, Sui as well. So liquidity wise, I am looking for that downside for Bitcoin. Still looking for that downside. So now in a 12 hour, we've got 123 million at 71.7k. Now for the upside, we've got less liquidity, which is at 94 million for the upside. Before we had actually a much significant amount. We had about 110, I believe. So we've actually seen that price coming down actually. So we've seen a slight rejection from Athena there though. Looks like Bitcoin has been maybe shifted the move, but we'll see. As I'm still expecting that move to continue the downside. Still expecting the continuation to the downside. There's nothing really driving the market to becoming bullish though. That's what's kind of concerning a little bit. I was expecting a further move, but a much sharper move towards that downside in fact. But today we've not really seen too much movement, obviously on Bitcoin and everything else in that case. Ethereum may be hitting a support level right now. But let's have a look. Yeah, that's that's a very nice level. You can see confirmation from all them candles. There. And then for the upside, we've got something like this. Now you can see how the price has been moving within this level. Confirmation there. But I believe we'll see a breakthrough to the downside. Athena, let's have a look. Yeah, so Athena's actually at the previous lows now, so I am expecting a further push, breaking those lows. I believe we've got some resistance there. And that's why we've obviously seen rejection from that level multiple times there. Yeah, news-wise, we've still got nothing. So where was that low that we had? Was it here? No. It was 8. We'll do 8444. 0.08444. 0.08444. Now for Bitcoin, I'm aiming for 71.6k. 71.6. No. 61,700. That's suey. Head's gone. Head is gone. Head is absolutely gone today. So we've actually made a lower low now, so we are still continuing that downside move for ENA especially. And for Bitcoin, we are still creating that downwards movement. We are still creating that downwards movement. We haven't made any higher moves yet, so we are actually still in that move for the downside. As you can see, we've not made any highs, so we haven't surpassed any highs right now, which is really good. Yeah, there's a further move for Bitcoin. We need to see a stronger move from the sellers though. Sellers need to push that price even deeper. We need to surpass this low as well. So we've been making lower lows ever since this sharp move towards downside on this rising wedge, and now you can see we are slightly maybe even shifting towards the upside, but we'll see. We will see. Sellers are still in control. You can see on the RSI, we've got 43, so it's just under the 50 zone. Now for ENA, we should be surpassing that level now. Yes, we are. We want to see that level continuing. We want to surpass this low. We want to surpass that low right there. We've got about 50 seconds on that candle. About 50 seconds on that candle right there. So Sui is now in for 217 profit. ENA is, well, it just was within 400 on profit. So not surpassing this low may signal a shift towards the upside, as obviously all the previous times we've been making lower lows. Everything's been looking very nice. Lower highs as well. You can see high, low, high, low, high, low, high, and then I'm looking for that low. Obviously that'll be lower than this previous one, but 5-6 more seconds left. We want to see the sellers stepping in, pushing that price. So we've just got a gravestone doji there, which is a bearish reversal pattern, but it's currently still on the move for the downside. Still on the move for the downside. So we could get a deeper move towards the downside even now. ENA's actually shifted towards the upside ever so slightly, but it's getting rejections as well. So we want to see that move towards the downside even deeper. We are getting a slight pushback right now. We are getting a slight pushback. I want to see that continuation. We want to see that continuation. You can see we have actually failed there to come for that high. So that is a nice indication. That is a nice indication that the sellers are not in control. Selling pressure is actually pretty weak right now. ENA's actually just come within our entry price right now, which is very nice to see. We don't want to be surpassing that high though. We don't want to be surpassing that high though. Been rejected from it. We've been rejected. Yeah, still most of that liquidity in the downside. Now looking in the 24-hour time frame, yeah, still in the upside. Still in the upside. There's a major liquidity in that downside actually. There's actually multiple areas of liquidity at that level right now. You can see we've got 123 million at 61.7k. Then we've got 80 million, and then 37, and then 57. But yeah, we need to continue that move. We need to continue that move. Ideally, I want to see that price coming even lower, but right now we're kind of in a bit of a consolidation phase. Price isn't moving too much. I want to see a nicer correction, nicer rejection though. We need to see it. We need to see a stronger move from the sellers right now. Now, ENA does look to be rising towards the upside right now, which is not what I wanted to see. Ideally, I want to see a shift and a continuation towards that downside, but let's have a look. Thing is, we could be in for a reversal, but we have to surpass this previous high first. But we keep getting rejected from that level again and again and again. Many times we've seen rejection from that level. Now, as for Ethereum, I believe is still it's still squashing into this level right now. So we may see a move for Ethereum as well towards that downside. So ideally, we want to see that price coming below these previous lows here. There we go, there's a nicer move for the downside. But we need to, like I said, we need to surpass them lows. We need to surpass them lows. That downside is not looking too strong though. That downside is not looking too strong at all. Got 5 more seconds left on that candle there. Let's have a look if we can actually get that move. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. We're seeing more buying pressure now. Buyers seem to have stepped in. Maybe this could be a shift towards the upside. But firstly, we obviously need to clear those highs. Yeah, I believe we'll reverse those positions there, as we're not getting any move for that downside. So the upside is looking a little bit more promising right now. So look at oil prices. Where's oil looking for? Oil prices look to be rising right now. S&P 500 looks to be on the move towards the upside. Looks to be rising in price. We did actually see a major move towards the downside, which was kind of crazy. But it wasn't too crazy. But now we've actually seen a major shift towards the upside. So it looks like we'll be continuing that move for... We just need oil prices to start coming on that downside. Bitcoin just had a massive push there. Massive push. But is that a fake out? It could be, it could be. Are we going to try to reclaim that high? What are we looking like liquidity wise now? Yeah, still majority of liquidity is in the downside, but a real level right now that we could be looking for is 65k. Now 24-hour time frame. Let's have a look what we got. Yeah, most of it still is sat in that downside. Still sat in that downside. Question is, are we going to see the price come into that level of 61.7k? That is the question. That is the question. I believe ENA will be continuing the upside though. It does look like it's starting to pick up momentum for the upside movements again. S&P 500 is actually you know, yeah, it's moving towards the upside. It's had a big push from what I thought, actually from the US market open. Yeah, it's been continuing that move for the upside. So we're seeing Bitcoin behaving like a tech stock. S&P 500 is now on the rise ever since about 10 minutes ago, and that's what we've just seen. So from this area here, we've seen a major shift towards the upside for the S&P 500, and that's exactly what we've just seen for Bitcoin right now. We're still leaning towards the upside. It'd be nice if we actually surpassed this high there and came to a level of about 65k. Now currently S&P 500 is still in a pretty nice push for the upside. I think we have SP 500 ETF, yeah. So I believe we'll see maybe a small rejection from this level here, like we just have. So you can see from this area here. So I'm expecting a continuation though. I am expecting a continuation. I'm going to long the S&P SPY USD, which is a USD perpetual S&P 500 ETF. We'll see how volatile it actually is. Let's have a look. Oh, it's nothing, it's weak. It looks very weak actually. Yeah, it looks like S&P 500 is actually pushing that resistance level. What else have we got actually? Let's have a look. What else has got pretty high volume? So what we just traded, the S&P, oh, so obviously got only 300k volume, so that's why. Now, if we were to look at Tesla, stock, I believe we will continue that move. Going for a little cheeky trade on StarkNet. What's WorldCoin? WorldCoin's actually grown quite a lot actually. WorldCoin has grown heavily. Let's have a look. I believe we'll still continue that move. What else have we got? Pudgy Penguins. Pepe. Well, they want to get banned, so. Some of these songs have to get turned away. Hello, hello. Yeah. I know what you're saying. It depends on the music though. Sometimes the music is fine and then other times it's not. So it entirely depends on the music. If it's copyrighted by a company or whatever, then yeah, it'll probably get a little ban. But if not, then it'll be fine. Like right now, we're fine. We're okay.
It's like a do not disturb.
Everything is in the plus. What else have we got? Pepe. Most likely we'll see a continuation for Pepe as well. Yep. And I was gonna do Pudgy Penguins as well. A cheeky little position on that as well. We've got, what else have we got? Asta? What's Asta? How much? What's the volume on Asta actually? We'll see. We'll see a continuation. I know we will. I know we will. We seem to be struggling a little bit on this high though. It's okay. It's okay. What else? What have we got? MYX. MYX didn't really have much in it, so we may. It'll probably be a small trade on that though. Yeah, we can still obviously get it to get them points. And then crude oil. I'm expecting crude oil to come further towards the downside though, so I'm gonna look on that as well. What have we got right now? Pepe. I've got one more. 0. That'll continue the same as Bitcoin will. I've got a very good thesis on that. You can see S&P 500 is still growing. We'll most likely get some pressure from Bitcoin right now towards the upside as well. So liquidity, let's have a look. If we've got any liquidity towards the upside right now, yeah, most of the liquidity is still in that downside. We haven't actually surpassed this high here, so yeah, we may be in for a move towards the downside, but we'll see. Well, currently this just looks like a slight rejection. This currently looks like a slight rejection. We've got a chance at lucky shot. Oh, I've ruined it. We're seeing Bitcoin dipping though. We are seeing Bitcoin dipping. Where do you see world going? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. WorldCoin's actually grown though. The last time I looked at WorldCoin, it was definitely not that big. It was definitely not that big. Bitcoin is pushing that downside now though. Let's have a look. Arthur Hayes says WorldCoin could moon to $5 by August. Here's why. So, Maelstrom Amplified by Arthur Hayes argues WorldCoin could act as a liquid crypto proxy for the coming AI IPO waves and targets $5 by August, faces and unlocks market cap near $2 billion. And spot price for $0.50. The note highlights a short heavy setup world is down yearly with deeply negative prep funding. So that's not good at all. I mean, I am still looking for the upside for Bitcoin. It's dropped pretty heavily though. Dropped pretty heavily. We've got Ina keeping us afloat right now. Question is this going to be a deeper move for Bitcoin, or are we actually gonna see a move for the upside? That level of liquidity is very far away though. It's a pretty heavy distance to cover. Realistically, from this level, we want to see buyers stepping in. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough for Bitcoin. Question is Ina going to follow the move? Is Ina going to follow the move? I don't feel like it will. I feel like Eno will actually continue the upside. We're still at a 38, so we could still be a continued move to the downside. I hope we're over 7.4. Wow, maybe they're afraid. Maybe. I'm not too sure. There could be. There could be. Or they're waiting to buy lower, like always. Well, we've actually just seen S&P 500 dip, but it's on a big push now. It's on a big push. So maybe, I believe, I'll close them positions because I don't want to be getting wiped out. Stark, we'll get rid of Stark. So we've actually not surpassed that low, so I'm looking for the upside now again for obviously Bitcoin. We want to see S&P 500, this high being surpassed as well. So you can see on S&P 500 we are, well, we've actually been slightly rejected there, but we'll see. Let's have a look at this one. Question is, are we going to see that move continuing? We may even see, obviously, with it looks to me currently like we've failed to surpass this high now. And we could be in to making a high. Let's say we'll be moving like this, make a high, and then we'll come even lower as well. Or we could still be in that move for the upside. We'll see. So S&P 500 is still pushing the upside right now. We'll most likely get a rejection at this high again. But if we are to come even higher, we need to see a continuation. We need to see a continuation. But yeah, literally Bitcoin is acting entirely like a tech stock. Like the way it correlates to the S&P 500 is actually crazy. It's actually crazy.
This is the perfect pair for your iPhone, and it replaces 3 different.
And can see a rejection again. Now, if we actually start coming past these lows, then I believe we'll be in for a major move towards that downside. But you can see there's rejection from the buyers on these candle wicks. You can see buyers are pushing that price up. So I believe we will see a breakout towards the upside. We want to see that breakout. We want to see that breakout to the upside. Well, currently we are making higher highs as well, but we've just been rejected from that high there. Signals of buy from Thomas Trading Channel. Not yet. I don't think we've had any signals for now. My eyes are really hurting today, I don't know why. We are pushing the upside. We are pushing that upside. 0.74, that's crazy. What would that give us in profit wise? 2k. Let's do it. Bitcoin's at the exact entry level. It is pushing higher though. We are seeing a push even higher. We're having trouble pushing the upside though. We are having trouble pushing the upside. As you can see, we'll most likely see a move towards the downside now for Bitcoin as well. For the S&P 500, it does look like we may be in for a deeper move for the downside actually. You can see we've got a high there, a high here, and a high here. So obviously we've got a high, a low there, and then we've had a high again. We've had another low, which was there. So realistically, we've had obviously a move back up to the upside, and we could see another high, let's say in this area here. So you can see we've got a bearish downtrend. Now, if we do move and surpass these lows, then we'll most likely be looking for that downside even deeper. Thing is though, Bitcoin right now is acting very much like, well, like I said in previous update videos, like a tech stock. You can see how it correlates to obviously the S&P 500. So currently this is what we've had. Obviously we've had the highs, we've had the lows, and each has been a lower. So you can see moves to the downside, moves to the downside. So we could still be in for that move towards the downside. More liquidity is actually there as well. So we may be in for that move. This SPY is, I'm not even going to bother with that because it's not moving at all. It's not moving whatsoever. But there's a rejection from this low though, so we could still see maybe a move even further towards the upside. It's a time will tell. A time will tell. Now, if we do surpass these lows, I will be obviously coming in for a stop loss. So we'll put the stop loss just there. Now, take profit is looking about 76k though. $65k will do. So we'll bump up that take profit and stop loss. Right now we'll do one for WorldCoin as well. Now for WorldCoin we're looking somewhere there. And for ENA, let's have a look. I think we've got take profit already marked. No, we haven't. I was looking at a 0. What was we looking for? $11096. For now. ETH's actually just pushed up in price even further. So we may have seen Bitcoin coming for the upside. But that is the question, have we seen that or not? The thing is, I believe Bitcoin won't even come for the upside anymore. It's looking towards the downside. I'm heavily leaning towards the downside. Sui as well. WorldCoin's doing good. I believe Bitcoin won't be coming even further. So ENA and WorldCoin are the only ones I'm keeping, obviously, bullish. All the others have obviously reversed the positions, as I believe Bitcoin will continue to the downside, whereas WorldCoin and ENA will continue that upside push, which we've seen previously. Now for Bitcoin, we'll be looking at stop loss of, well, surpassing this high, so just right around there. And now for take profit, we'll be looking at 61.7 now. Sui is the same. But yeah, you can see ENA's pushing, still heavily pushing towards the upside. Very nice. Right guys, I'll be back very, very shortly. Very, very shortly. Right, so for some reason, it looks like my screen has lagged out. Now you guys can see my screen. Oh my days. All that time it was just crashed. Right, apologies everyone for that. That was absolutely crazy. I don't know why my screen was just, I don't know. It was cooked, but anyway. You pretty much missed everything I have literally talked about the whole session. Oh my days. Now, liquidity is sat in the lower end actually for Bitcoin right now. So we're currently sat at 4.5k in profit right now. Yeah, you can see S&P 500 is on that move towards the downside. And realistically, the next kind of zone we're looking for would most likely kind of be this area that we've got here. So right now, I'd expect that price to continue moving towards the downside and expect some resistance at kind of this area here. So right now, we are still looking nicely for that downside move for Bitcoin as well. Well, Bitcoin especially, as you can see, we've heavily broken outside of that level. We are in for that move towards the downside now. We may see some resistance here at this level, but I believe we'll see that continuation continuing. So Pepe and Punchy Penguins aren't doing too much right now. Sui as well. Sui's lacking a little bit behind. Actually, Sui's doing okay. WorldCoin as well. So we've seen a slight shift towards the upside for Bitcoin right there. but still I'm expecting that continuation towards the downside. You can see S&P 500 is still on that move towards the downside. So realistically, the next kind of level, like I said, I'm expecting some kind of movement at maybe a rejection. Could be this area here. But even if we do get a rejection, I'm still looking for that downside. Maybe even up to this area here where we have that previous low. But yeah, like I said, I'm still expecting a continuation for Athena to carry on for that move towards the upside. We're still in that move for the upside on Athena actually. Now this could be an area where we see a continuation towards that downside. I can see sellers actually did just protect that level there, pushing Bitcoin's price down, creating this large wick at the top here. Now the S&P 500 is still continuing to grow and move towards that upside, but yeah, Bitcoin is still on that move to the downside. Seeing that deeper move for Bitcoin right now. Yeah, you can see S&P 500 is following that move as well. So we're nearly coming up to 5k in profit right now. Question is, are we going to see Athena continuing even further towards the upside or not? I believe we will. I believe we will. So with Athena, we're pushing higher and higher in price. Nearly a 4K profit on that by itself. Bitcoin has surpassed that low. Bitcoin has surpassed that low. Now, ENA by itself is in 4K profit, which is very nice to see. Is this a sign that Bitcoin is going to be shifting towards the upside? I believe we'll come back within our entry price, obviously, unless, and then we'll most likely come in for the upside move. But yeah, the upside doesn't look too promising for Bitcoin though. It does not look too promising at all. Yeah, that downside liquidity is still there, 61.8k. 12-hour time frame, we're looking at the same exact level, 61.7888k. Well, that's pretty much a 61.8k by itself. So, yeah, taking us to 61.8k for Bitcoin, that would put us actually at a level of, let's have a look. Let's have a look, let's have a look. 2.9k in profits. Now ENA is continuing that move for the upside. Could this be where ENA actually shift towards the downside? It could be, it could be. Question is it? Ooh, S&P 500 is still rising though. It is still rising, still pushing. ENA has actually come in for the downside, so we may see a shift towards the downside for ENA as well. But let's see, let's see. Yeah, so that's just moved towards the downside. We'll have a look on Bitcoin. Sellers are slightly still in control. We're at a 44 level right now for Athena. That's on the RSI right now though. Athena's looking a little bit weak though as well. Like we could be in for a move towards the downside. You see RSI is getting weaker as well. MACD is now leaning towards the downside. Selling pressure has increased. I reckon I'm going to go in for a position on there. For a move back down to 0. Well actually, we can kind of aim for that low that we had. So right around this range, 0.8786. Yeah, ENA's in for that move to the downside now as well, as you can see. So I think Bitcoin will be now coming in for that liquidity in the downside at 61.7k. It's actually failed to surpass that level here. You can see we've had like a rejection from that level there at this area. See. So we had a slow move towards the downside. Yeah, so we had a slow move towards the downside, a peak up, and now run that same move, slow move towards the downside. We may see another peak up, but I'm not expecting it. So realistically, we could be around this area here, but I'm expecting now that continued move towards the downside. We may see now some rejection from this level here. You can see the candle wick did get a little bigger there, and buyers did push back slightly. But yeah, I'm still looking for that downside. So we're at 2k profit already, 2.1k. So we've had some more rejection from this level, as you can see. right at this area here. Right there. Alright guys, we are getting close to the end of the live stream, so make sure you check that link down in the description below, which will take you to Everdex. Now Everdex is a platform I've been using for many months now. You've got prize pools, you've got chances to win iPhones, AirPods, Apple Watch, prize pools, you can win obviously USDT in Everdex. So make sure you check it out, it's definitely worth just, you know, even if you've got a trading place you obviously trade on, like an exchange that you personally like, I definitely recommend you check out even if you already have one. Now the S&P is the S&P is actually pushing higher though, testing this resistance level again. So we've actually failed to come up to that previous high there. Whereas on the S&P 500, we've actually managed to come through this zone. Yeah, copy trading is on there as well, I believe. Well, copy trading, you can obviously, if you are comfortable, you can trade and copy the trades that I do. Then, but of course, as a disclaimer, I'm not responsible for your losses or your wins. But yeah, keep that in mind. Obviously, I analyze the markets as I do, so you can obviously look what I'm doing and yeah, kind of base it off your own kind of feeling, analysis, and everything else. So yeah, you can copy trade me. Obviously I'm pretty much the only one who does the trading part on the lives, so yeah, that's pretty much it as, like, you know, copy trading wise. But we do have channels as well you can join, so I will be dropping my Discord in the comment section down below, so make sure you actually have a look at that. I will be improving the Discord chat. There'll be a lot more things in there for you guys to check out. So when will you do copy trade on there? I'll sign up and I'm already dropped the link there. The link to the exchange is in the description on this live. Actually, it's not. My apologies. My apologies. One second, I will get that. I'll get that sorted. So I will be live tomorrow from 3 PM, that is Riga time. Eastern time, I think that is 8 AM. So London time, that's 1 PM. So yeah, I will be live tomorrow at 3 PM, that's Riga time. 1 PM London time and 8 AM Eastern time. So if you guys fancy trading, I will be doing a more of a copy trading session tomorrow. So if you guys fancy joining, then make sure, obviously, you are subscribed so you know when I'm going live. I will be dropping in the Discord in case maybe I'm a little bit behind or a little bit early. But yeah, I will be dropping that in that Discord group down in the comment section below. We're sitting at about 1.8k in profit right now, which is very, very nice. Very, very nice. I am looking to come even further for the downside. We've had no real strength towards the upside right now. My invite isn't loading. I'll drop it. You know what? I'll drop it in the Discord. I'll drop it in the Discord right now. Let me have a look. We've just actually broken below this level here. But yeah, anyway, guys, that, I did say I was going to drop in them results of that previous trade. I'm not going to lie, we got so cooked that I didn't even want to show you guys. But I will drop it tonight just to see. I do make losses as well, big losses in fact. But yeah, tomorrow's session, 3 p.m. Make sure you tune in. That's Riga time, 3 p.m. And we are looking to do a longer session tomorrow, about maybe we're 2 p.m. So 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern time. And we are looking at, 12 to 1 o'clock on London time. So tune in tomorrow for another live trading session. So thank you everyone for watching, for tuning in. And I'll see you all in tomorrow's session. I'll see you in the next one.